morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Choppin It Up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat. Well, before we get started at the garden, listen, I apologize to a good friend and family. Like I said once before, those who've been following the show, I'm talking about a friend that I grew up with, my sisters and I. We refer to as family, cousins. Her name is Rhonda. I'd be remiss not to speak of an achievement that her daughter had a couple of nights ago. Yes, I'm talking about the soon-to-be the great one from North Carolina, Lady Tar Heels. I'm talking about Miss Stephanie Watts. What a performance she put on the other night. The team that they beat, it doesn't come to my name right now. In fact, it doesn't even ring a bell. But that doesn't matter. This sophomore young lady who was freshman of the year set a record for the ACC this year with 10 threes in a game. Let me repeat this, guys. 10 threes in the game. She was 10 for 14. She finished with 39 points. In 4 games, she's averaging 24 and a half points. Listen, the sky's the limit for this young lady. Kudos out to Rhonda and her husband, especially her husband, who trained the 2 children. The son that I mentioned is also playing Division II ball in North Carolina. Listen, shout out to them for bringing these children up the right way, getting them into sports, and getting them into an arena where not only that they're having fun at something that they enjoy, but they're also getting the opportunity to get an education as well. So that's kudos to them. But let's get back to Stephanie. 39 points, 10 from 14 from 3. Listen, guys, I follow the game. I followed the game of basketball from a young age. I wanted to be a professional. I don't care what level we're talking about, CYO, AAU, high school, college, D-League, overseas, the pros, NBA, WNBA. Anytime a player steps on the court and gets 10 threes in a game, that is remarkable. Boy or girl, man or woman. It's just remarkable. So shout out to Stephanie, to a blazing start that she's off to. North Carolina Lady Tar Heels is 4-0, and she had 39 points. Once again, 10 for 14 from 3. She set a record for the ACC. Just remarkable. Just remarkable. Listen, I don't follow the game, but I'm going to follow her. And yes, I'm going to continue to report because some of the people that are my viewers and listeners are people that grew up with Rhonda as well, right there in Ravenswood houses. So here's the thing. Shout out to Stephanie and Rhonda and to the family and continuous success. I mean, the sky's the limit for this young girl. And again, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. And all I have to say, WNBA, look out. There's another star brewing. Stephanie Watts. Congratulations on that. And I hope you have an awesome year and make it to the tournament and go deep into the tournament. But great start, great start. I'm going to follow this team because of Stephanie. And there's going to be times I'm going to speak of it. So kudos to you and to Rhonda and your family. Happy Thanksgiving. But moving on to the garden, that is. Let me tell you, what a thrilling game last night that was. You know, that Portland Trailblazer team was a playoff team last year. I don't have them making the playoffs this year. I think that this is a game they win last year. This is a game they lose this year. The reason why they win last year, they're not on anybody's radar. But they're on everybody's radar now. And you know what happens? You just got to tighten it up. Tighten your laces up, pull up your shorts, and let's get it on. And I'm going to tell you, even though Carmelo Anthony was getting booed in the fourth quarter for maybe slowing down the pace, looking at some isolation, maybe taking a bad shot here and there, but Melo came up big. Couple of good defensive stops in the final minutes, a great tip-out rebound that gave us another opportunity on the offensive end. So you like to see that from your star, Carmelo, where if he doesn't have it going, although he finished with 17 points, he finds other ways to contribute. But this night belongs to Porzingis. Porzingis. We are watching a star grow in front of us. We are watching a star be born here at the Garden. I mean, I can't say enough about his performance. He got 40 minutes last night. Hornacek is playing him more and more. He took the chance. He had 4 fouls. Again, that's something to watch out for. But he was big last night. He had 31 points. Exciting night. Truth be told, if it wasn't for him, we don't win this game. Bottom line, 31 points. Just a magnificent performance by him. And here's something else I want you to look out for, because Derrick Rose, 18 points, came up big. I thought he was huge in the fourth quarter, making the right plays, attacking the basket, passing the ball. Brandon Jennings ended the third quarter, went to the sidelines, never came back in. Looked like possible cramp in there, because towards the end of the game, I saw him jumping up on the bench there. So something to watch out, but I think he'll be all right. But Derrick Rose came out. He had 4 fouls to start the fourth quarter. He played the whole fourth quarter. And was he looking like shades of the old Derrick Rose? I mean, he gave us a glimpse of what he can be, who he once was. And there was a lot of teammates that was a beneficiary of some nice passing, good setup, good ball movement. It was just tremendous and fun to watch. Yeah, that Portland Trailblazer team, they didn't give up. They kept coming back. I'm going to tell you, it was a thrilling performance there at the Garden. And speaking of Brandon Jennings, although he got hurt, I can't say enough about what he means to that second unit. He is coming on strong. His shot selection still is one to be desired. If he can ever just discipline his shot selection, this guy can be an MVP for this team. I mean, what he does with that second unit, and by the way, the second unit came up big. He led the way with 10 assists off the bench. 10 assists. He may have only scored 4 points, but he had 10 assists off the bench. What a great night it was at the Garden last night. The rookie, the 27-year-old rookie out of Lithuania, Kuz, he came up big with 10 points off the bench. And Herna Gomez, the guy who started the season looking scared, like he didn't belong in the NBA, is finding his way. He came off the bench for 9 points and 8 rebounds. Listen, let me tell you something, folks. The Knicks is finding their groove. To be here at Thanksgiving, 8-8, 7th in the playoff seeding in the East, having a successful homestand of 6-2 at this point. If they can just put it together on the road, this team could be a team to watch out for. They're beginning to find their groove. They're beginning to find their way. Noah's been out the last 2 games. Supposed to be the heart and soul of the defense, the anchor. They're not missing a beat. This is becoming a little special. I mean, listen, it's beginning to look a little special. Jeff Hornacek, you could tell that he's got his imprint on the game, and he's doing what he wants now. He's feeling comfortable. He's making decisions. He's making right decisions, too. I mean, this is looking special. But KP, a star is being born in front of us. I mean, the maturation and the growth of this guy, man, it's tremendous. And I said it on a previous show. He's got to be one of the most fortunate youngsters out there, because he's playing with a future Hall of Famer and a former MVP. And it takes a lot of pressure off of him. You know, he's not facing too many double teams. And then not only that, I mean, he's 7'3", 7'2". He can shoot the 3. He can post you up. He can take you off the dribble. There's so much he can do. And guess what, folks? He's doing it. Quite frankly, he's doing it. And I'm impressed day by day. He never seems to amaze me. Man, it's looking special at the Garden. It's looking special at the Garden. They don't play until Friday. They're going to have a home-and-home series against Charlotte. Be nice to sweep that. We'll see what happens. Charlotte is a pretty tough team. They got a pesky player in Kemba Walker. I mean, and normally these are the type of point guards that give us trouble. But the Knicks was able to hold on last night against one of the better ones in Damian Lillard. I mean, between him and C.J. McCollum, they just kept coming at him. But I give credit, man, especially to Derrick Rose. He stood his ground on defense. He wasn't a liability. And like I said, he played the whole fourth quarter. It was good times last night to watch a Knicks game. It was good times to watch a Knicks game last night, guys. It was a good time. So kudos to the Knicks. Good win, good win. So from me to the Knicks, enjoy your Thanksgiving and just get right back to it on Friday. But enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Looking around the association, another game that took place that I wanted to keep an eye on it, and it was just as exciting as the game that the Knicks played. As Russell Westbrook lead the OKC Thunder into the Staples Center to face the Lakers, the little Lakers led by Luke. Russell didn't play again, but it did not stop him. The Lakers come out with an exciting win, a 2-point win with unbelievable. A play was called for Lou Williams in the final seconds, and somehow another Nick Young intercepts the pass and puts up a 27-foot three-pointer to actually get the go-ahead basket with about 4 seconds left. And the Lakers put a defensive stance together to stop the Thunder to come away with a 117-115 win. Oh, what exciting times at the Staples Center. I'm going to tell you, man, there were two teams that probably most pundits around the league didn't expect to be a playoff thought, and that are the Lakers and the Knicks. And right now they both stand in the playoffs. And I got to tell you, man, I mean, I think the Knicks are doing it from a different standpoint, but the Lakers are doing it from Luke Walton, man. I think Luke Walton right now, and I said this before, this time last season as the interim coach of the Golden State Warriors, he was my coach of the year this time last year. And right now, he's my coach of the year. Despite the Lakers' record, just the fact that he has them in the playoffs at the 7th seed right now, at the Thanksgiving break, oh, it's impressive to me, man. I mean, this is the little Lakers. I mean, these guys couldn't get out their own way last year. And these guys now, they're a formidable opponent, man. I mean, you have to play them. Listen, I'm sorry. It was 111-109. I'm sorry. Yeah, listen. The starters scored 56 points and had 3 players in double figures. And the bench had 55 points with 3 players in double figures. They have the number 1 leading scoring bench in the game. Yeah, unbelievable what we're watching from the Lakers. Nick Young resurgence of being a formidable ball player has just come to reality, come to fruition. I mean, what are we watching from the Lakers? Is this the Lakers, I say to you guys, that from last year that Byron Scott couldn't do nothing with? I mean, this is becoming exciting. I mean, right now, the Lakers is almost must-see TV. I mean, you're waiting for them to lose, but you're curious to see what they're going to do. I mean, this team, their confidence is through the roof. I mean, Jose Calderon, who every Knicks fan wanted out of the Garden in the worst way, is a throw-in in the trade for Derrick Rose to Chicago. The Bulls didn't want him. They released him within an hour. And somehow or another, he winds up in a Laker uniform and he finds himself starting at the Staples Center. And he put up 12 points, quality assists, I think 4 or 5 assists. Just phenomenal performance just to keep it steady. And anytime he's going up against Westbrook, I mean, that's a mismatch. I mean, it's not like he's going to hold his own. Westbrook, again, a 30-plus game, double-digit assists. I mean, he's doing his part. Unfortunately, he was like 12 for 30. But what a performance by Calderon to go in there and start over Lou Williams or Clarkson. But I like that idea by Luke because why mess up the bench rotation? These guys on the bench, between Nance, Clarkson, Williams, and Ingram came off the bench to have double digits with 14 points. These guys is balling, man. I mean, I don't think nobody's opposing bench wants to see these guys, man. Clarkson and Williams puts pressure on. I mean, they just put pressure. Larry Nance is relentless, man. He's like a pogo stick out there. He's a walking trampoline, man. He's just jumping around, out jumping people, hustling. I mean, he's the type of guy that a lot of his stuff is not going to show up in the box score. But as a coach, you want him on your team. Because one thing you know, you're going to get maximum effort from him. Maximum effort. No matter what the condition he is, if he can suit up, he's going to give you maximum effort, and the opposing team is going to know about his presence. Plain and simple. The opposing team is going to feel his presence on the court. I mean, this is just a remarkable story. And then Tariq Black, the big man that comes off the bench as well, man. I mean, he's undersized, but he's so strong, and his presence is felt there. You know, he don't come up big in the box score, but he knows what to do with the ball. I seen a couple of layups by him last night. I mean, it's just in Moscow. Many people thought that the Lakers overpaid for his services. Let me tell you something about Moscow. He entered the league with the New York Knicks, and he was thrown in the Carmelo trade. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no way you don't make the Carmelo trade. But that was the one player I did not want to see go. I thought he was an athletic big that had some ability around the boards, good offensive game. Unfortunately, with the center position, not what it once was, where the center had to touch the ball, he really didn't get an opportunity. He went to Denver, had a couple of moments there. Then he wound up in Cleveland. Unfortunately, Tyronn Lue didn't see the reason for him, I guess, going small. But in that first championship series against Golden State for Cleveland, yeah, he came up big. I thought he was a big factor. They didn't utilize him right because I thought he was a big factor. So when the Lakers got him, or acquired him, I should say, I thought it was a great move. And it's showing dividends, man. The guy can play, man. The guy is he's effective player. One thing I like about him, he doesn't play out his game. He's playing his game. And he's effective for the Lakers. And you know what? He's a veteran, but he's still a youngster. He still can learn the game, but he's been around the game. He's been around LeBron. He's got a ring. So he knows what it is to go into the playoffs. And I just think it's a great fit. And guess what? It's showing. And Luol Deng, his veteran leadership, it's not on the court. It's on the bench. It's in the huddle. Just being a winner, knowing what it is in this league. Yeah, he hasn't won a championship, but he's a winner in his own right, man. He's playoff tested. He's been through some battles with some great ones. Whether it's Paul Pierce, whether it's LeBron and D-Wade, he's been through a lot. And I got to give him credit. And I think he brings an intangible to the Lakers that will go, it won't go in the box scores, but definitely he's an extension to Luke Walton in my eyes. But what a story of the Lakers. What a story. There's 13 games on tonight, on Thanksgiving Eve. And the one game I'm curious to see is the Lakers going on the road to face the Golden State Warriors. After beating Golden State at home, I'm curious to see how the Warriors respond. I think the Warriors blow them out by 30. No problem. As long as the Lakers give maximum effort. But I can see a game down to the wire. Because one thing, the Lakers' confidence is an all-time high. But great games by the Lakers and the Knicks. Can't say enough about either franchise. I mean, and they're always going to be connected because the president of operations for New York is dating the daughter of the late, great Jerry Buss, who is affiliated with the Lakers. So, man, what a tremendous story for both teams right now. Moving along in association, I'm going to go to the backyard where I'm at, the Atlanta Hawks. What an awful performance last night. They allowed the Pelicans to come into their arena. Now, the good thing about this loss is just a loss. No matter how bad you lose, it doesn't count for two losses. But what a bad loss. I mean, the Pelicans is new and improved. Don't get me wrong. Drew Holiday comes in and it's like he provided a spark. But they got this youngster by the name of Tim Frazier, man. A youngster by the name of Tim Frazier. And to me, he's most improved player at this time. And he's putting up some numbers. It's going to be tough for Drew Holiday to crack the starting lineup, but he's putting up some numbers. And this Pelican team, they're playing some good ball. Their confidence is up. I mean, Anthony Davis goes out in the first quarter with apparent knee injury. He doesn't even play the second, third quarter, and they're still maintaining a 25-point lead against the Atlanta Hawks at home. Tremendous game, tremendous performance by this team. Can't say enough about their performance, but Atlanta Hawks, they need to get it together. I did not have them figured out to be a top 8 team. And I tell you what, if they keep playing like this, they won't be a playoff team. Their wing play is suspect. I mentioned to a few people, they think I'm crazy when I say this, but a Rudy Gay could be needed over there. They need someone other than Millsap to hit a big basket. You can't depend on Dwight Howard for a big basket because as soon as he gets the ball, if he gets fouled, he's got to go to the free throw. You need somebody other than Millsap. It's got to come from the wing. Bazemore plays the whole game, scores 1 point. That's not good. You really don't have a quality backup point guard for Schroeder, someone who could come in there and mix it up. So there's a move out there that the Hawks has got to make if they want to get into that top 8. Again, Chicago, they're looking like they're going to be a top 8. And the way the Knicks is playing, they look like they're going to be a top 8. Two teams that's going to come out from last year. I know Miami is one. Who's going to be the other? I think it's the Hawks, although they're off to a flying start. But I think it's going to start to catch up with them. That's something to watch out. That is something to watch out for. But yeah, the Hawks, they didn't look good. Before I close, I want to give a shout out to two viewers out there, Daniel Lim and my man Milton, referred as Slice. On the Choppin It Up with Ramel Facebook page, man, they're constantly putting out questionnaires there, the comments, I should say, giving me thoughts, something to think about. A good friend of mine, Greg, he called up one time out of Gainesville. He's constantly putting stuff out there as well. So I want to shout out to those three for tuning in, watching. My man Slice said that Utah right now is not looking good, and that chances are they're not going to make the top 8. And he thinks Denver has a shot. I think he believes Denver has 2 at every position. Denver's pretty deep. They have a good coach in Mike Malone. They just don't have the veteran presence that Utah have right now. Utah is struggling with a little bit of help. I think that if everybody's healthy on both teams, I think Utah surpasses Denver or stays ahead of Denver, and they may grab that Dallas spot that might be vacant, and unless the Lakers can maintain what they're doing all year. But I'll say this about Denver. I know it's early in the season, but as I scan the league, right now, they have the player that's ahead for Rookie of the Year in Jamal Murray. This guy is going to be a star in the league. His confidence is through the roof. Jamal Murray, keep an eye on him. I think him and Moutier will be the backcourt of the future. We'll be talking about those two down the line, maybe 2-3 years from now. But Jamal Murray, listen out for that name. He's going to be a star out of Kentucky. I agree with you, Slice. Watch out for him. He's Rookie of the Year so far, in my opinion. All right? So, Daniel Lim, his question was about baseball. Should the Mets go after, what if the Mets could trade for Stanton out of Florida? Listen, as I responded on the page, that would be outstanding. Florida has been known to trade away some stars, future Hall of Famers. I don't know if they're going to do this now, but they usually do something like that. I would love to get my hands on them if I'm the Mets and try to find a way to keep Cespedes as well. But that's what I'm going to close. Listen, guys, I'm going to be on Facebook Live tomorrow for the first time. So although it's Thanksgiving, I figure I'd get up and be in a festive mood and entertain those with a little bit of chopping it up with Ramel. But don't forget, we'll talk about it more. NFL tomorrow, 3 games on the menu, starting out with Minnesota, going into Detroit, clearly playoff implications. Washington going into Cowboys, clearly playoff implication, and even more because I think Dak is still on day-to-day. And then you close it out with Pittsburgh going into Indianapolis, 2 teams that's trying to get on winning ways and stay competitive in their division as they try to fight for a playoff spot. But once again, man, thanks for tuning in. See you guys in 24. This is Ramel. This is Chopping It Up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat.